Hello everybody, this is Denver from State Champs eSports. Today we are going to be playing some classic Atari 2600 games. If I can figure out how to play. This is a game called Atlantis from the company Imagic. And it's a game that I never played before. I did not own this game growing up and never had a chance to play it during my original run or since then. Let's see here. I did a little test run, and I do like to shoot with the middle cannon if at all possible. Before I get too deep into the game today, I'd like to, as always, thank our sponsors. We've got three great sponsors: Lawrence Technological University, Hungry Howie's Pizza, and of course Army Michigan. Now these are all great companies that are still busy as ever during the quarantine here. You can visit LTU at their website if you want to find out more about the school and all the great programs that they have to offer. Their website is ltu.edu. And of course, you know Hungry Howie's for all their great pizza and their famous for flavor crust. Alright, 21,600. That is my benchmark. And of course, you've got Army Michigan. Go check out the U.S. Army Twitch channel. They're doing a lot of great stuff over there as well. Alright, so now Atlantis. If you've seen any of the other episodes, we talked about the group Imagic, who produced this game for the Atari 2600. They were, I think, the second third-party game developer after the good folks at Activision. And this was, I believe, their second largest selling game that Imagic produced. It was a 2 million seller for them, and they sold 1 million of those cartridges for the 2600. And if you've heard any of the other episodes, you know that that million selling mark is kind of a milestone for the Atari 2600. Puts you in the, or puts the games in the top 20 of all time selling games for the 2600. Alright, I just passed my last high score. So doing well, doing well. Oh Lord. I'm moving fast. Now, since I didn't play the game growing up, I had no idea that these are Gorgon Invaders. There is a pretty wild commercial that you can watch with one of the Gorgon Invaders. Alright, let's see. Haven't quite figured out the toggling back and forth technique. There we go. A little cross shooting. Oh, I think I lost all my bases. And there we go. Now apparently that little flying saucer ship, oh, yeah, it looks like I'm missing one of the cannons on the left side of the screen here due to our little graphic overlay. But just so you guys know that there is one, you can kind of see the tip sticking out a little bit there. So we'll go ahead and keep playing. I did a whole episode for, I believe it was Laser Blast, I think, that most of the screen was not shown, so I had to actually re-record. So we're gonna just plow away here, especially since later on tonight at 7:30 is going to be our LTU club team playing on our Twitch channel. So that's Wednesday the 14th or the 15th at 7:30 p.m. They're going to be playing Davenport University in the GG League's Michigan Spring Championships, and that's for the B division. So I don't want to extend into their time frame and mess with their stream at all. So we're just going to plow right through here. But as I was saying before, my assistant producer was notifying me of the portion of the screen being missing. At the end of the game, you have a little ship that kind of flies away, and apparently that flies away to another game that Imagic made called Cosmic Arc, which oh, there's that little ship. Go to Cosmic Arc. I was not aware of that game, but it's a great concept. It's kind of like maybe the first spin-off. There's a lot of rip-offs and sequels in the video game world, but that might be the first spin-off, if I'm not mistaken. And I do have to say, overall, my initial impressions of this game are really good. I like the colors. I like the variety of the ship flight patterns. It's not overly predictable. It doesn't get too much of a rut or too monotonous like a lot of other games. Although I will say that these little fast little fighter pilots flying by kind of look like X-Wing fighters. And maybe this is a well-known thing, but it's just occurring to me for the first time, since it's the first time I'm playing it. And these larger ships look like the rainbow version of the Star Trek Enterprise, if you're kind of looking at it from the overhead view anyway. And you could even say that that kind of mid-range looking ship right there that just passed by kind of almost looks like a Battlestar Galactica ship, but you could say it's an homage, I would imagine. So you've got these underwater cities that you have to protect, and if your cities get destroyed, then that's when your escape craft sails off, and I'm assuming that's the Cosmic Arc. Now there's a couple of interesting elements, game elements, that I discovered when doing a little research on the game. They had a contest called Destination Atlantis, and that's where you would take a picture of your high screen or your high score screen and mail it to Imagic, and they would take the high scores from all of the submissions, and they sent them an exclusive sequel to the game, which apparently was not that different. The ships were faster, and the scores were less, or the ships were worth less, so it made the scoring more challenging. And consequently, because the game was never mass produced and sold in stores, there obviously wasn't very many of Atlantis to made as far as the cartridges went. And so now you can buy them for as much as I think I saw $6,000 in auction, which is not quite as high as Air Raid's $33,000, but nonetheless, that's a lot of money for an Atari cartridge. That definitely ranks up there right at the top in my mind. Now, the creator of Atlantis, by Cosmic Arc, the creator of Atlantis, his name is Dennis Noble. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct. And he was actually the 4th programmer hired at Atari back in 1976, not too long after the company was created or founded by why am I drawing a blank on the Atari's co-founder? Oh, I just did a whole episode about him. I could tell you all about him. He co-founded, or he created Chuck E. Cheese. He has a law named after him, which is easy to play, hard to master. Anyway, I'm not going to get hung up on that. I'm sure the name will come to me when I'm on to a totally different topic. But having worked at Atari for a few years, he was one of the many designers and programmers who left the company to start up Imagic. And I would say he did pretty well for himself with this game. You know what, maybe what we'll have to do is for the next episode we will stream Cosmic Arc, do kind of like a back-to-back Imagic Atlantis series here. Alright, I think I got over 50,000 for my high score previously, so I will use that as my benchmark here, as I do for any game. Once I'm kind of done with the background info, I'll play the game until I lose my high score. So if I keep playing, or if I keep beating my previous high score, I'll keep playing. Those fast low ones with that beam just are devastatingly Alright, I think I'm getting a little bit more of a hang of this shooting from multiple angles here. I'm trying to see if I can shoot from both sides simultaneously. I don't know if that's possible or not. I guess you just gotta switch back and forth nice and fast here. Whoa, whoa, these guys are really flying now. It looks like I have one city or base left. And I don't know if I see where it shows how many lives I've got. I don't know if they do lives in this game. I think it might just simply be if you have remaining bases, you continue. Okay, alright. Yep. Alright, 33,000. Looks like that's it for this week. You know what? Actually, you know, I take that back. This is a fun game. I want to keep playing. I'm going to break my rule just this one time. And I just want to get one more game in here. This almost seems like slow motion after playing that big round there, or that last game. Ooh, I missed the Enterprise. It's like the Rainbow Enterprise there. Now, is it me, or do you just love those, the simplistic sound, the explosions and the cannon fire and the lack of music? There's something very nostalgic and beautiful, which is one of the reasons why I love playing these games still, because obviously the graphics and the gameplay probably don't hold up as well as one would think after not having played them for quite as long. But I will say the sounds and the pixelization of the game itself does have some sort of magic appeal to it. And I know it can't be just nostalgia, because, you know, you got a lot of, I should say a lot, you've got some younger gamers out there that appreciate the 8-bit side of it. Alright, well, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. This has been Denver from State Champs eSports. Thank our sponsors one last time: Lawrence Tech University, Hungry Howie's Pizza, and Army, Michigan. And we'll see you next time.